Hey there, have you ever had to pull or push, probably pushing, you're pushing a deal through the mud? So here's what I figured out about Brandon and I. We're in the process of making an offer on 2 different properties, same owner, and we find that you have to do the tango to get to the finish line. And sometimes, like, we've done so many deals at this point, like, we just want to get to the finish line, call the deal done, we know what's going to happen, you know, we're just, if you ever get stuck in that rut, you're going to be pushing a deal through the mud instead of maybe pulling it through the mud. So here's the example. We had been offering and negotiating kind of back and forth with a realtor who originally brought the deal pretending to be the owner, then found out he was really the realtor. Then he wanted our best offer right now, or of course he's going to list it tomorrow. So he ended up listing it tomorrow, which is fine. We still left an offer on the table. But then I said, like, good luck. I'm sure there's several people out there willing to pay top dollar for it. It's just, you know, that just won't work for us, but I think you should totally do that. Truth is, I knew nobody was going to pay what this guy wanted for it, even in this hot market that if everything's going in a day, but I knew he was out of the league. So Brandon keeps telling me, like, you should go back, you should message them, go ahead and message them one more time, like, see if they'll take our offer now. And I'm like, no, you just slow it down. So we're just as guilty of this as maybe you are, maybe you're not, but we get really excited about real estate, and so we just want to, like, get it done, you know. And I'm like, whoa, slow down. It's in their court, let's see what they do. And if we start going to them over and over, we begin to look desperate, or we have to have this deal, and then what happens? Like, that number starts to creep up, right? And so they did list it, then they ended up coming back to us and said, hey, do you think you could get your offer up $3,000? We'd really like to work with you guys. And so I already knew if we could go up or not, but I had to you have to play the game. You have to do the dance. So I just said, you know, let me talk to my partner. I'll get back to you on that. I just, as much as I'd love to give a little bit more on that, like, we came down to the penny on our number, and I'm just not sure it works if we pay any more for it. And I got off the phone, and Brandon's like, why didn't you give us that? Why didn't you just give him the offer right now? Like, you already knew. And I was like, because that's not how it works. You got to slow your roll. You gotta be patient. And because if I eagerly gave away $3,000, they're going to be thinking they left money on the table that, like, they could have got more out of me. And so you have to slow it down, and you have to play your cards right. And even though you know what's in your cards and what your next play is, you don't want to play it too soon. And I'm not meaning to be, like, shady or hide something, but you don't want to seem overly eager to accept the first number thrown at you, even if you already know it works, right? And so I just find so often is Brandon and I kind of balance each other out. When I'm really wanting an answer from somebody, he's like, you got to slow down. When he's really wanting an answer from somebody, I'm like, you got to slow down. So the money is made in the speed. Faster is not always better. And so I think on these 2 things we were negotiating, we still haven't concluded them. We're still doing the dance, and it's been over 2 weeks. They've not sold. They're still out there. My offer, I actually took it completely off the table from this particular realtor, and we were almost there. We were a couple $1,000s from each other, and I just took it right off the table. I went for the no, and the truth is, we didn't have to have the deal. So the way we play cards now is different than how we played cards when we first started. We probably would have gave away another $2,000 or $3,000, which sometimes can be your profit in small deals. Like, I know some of you are doing small deals that, like, we probably wouldn't do anymore, right? But when you are broke or bankrupt, $3,000 is $3,000, y'all. So I can still count money, right? That doesn't go very far when you start building your business, though, and you want your deals to bring in more money. But what I would have been eager to take before just to make something, I sometimes will now just say, no, it's okay, we'll pass. Even though, like, we do want it, we would still make money on it. sometimes you just have to pass to play the game. I really believe that in a few weeks that is going to come back around and we'll go ahead and close up the deal closer to my number than their number. So negotiate, use your sales training. John Martinez is one of the best in the country. I think he is the best, and he has a whole system on just sales. So check that out if you want to get better at the dance on wholesaling or buying at deeply discounted properties. He is the best in wholesaling sales training. So I call it, I always giggle, but I call it the dance. Like, you gotta dance to get to the end. And sometimes when you have to dance at every deal, you get tired of dancing. You just wanna get it to the closing table because that's what your goal is, right? So just remember, be patient. Don't speed the deal up, because if you speed it up, it's actually you pushing the deal forward. And so you want to make sure you're pulling it through and that you're always kind of a step behind. So there's a little momentum that has to happen there. So I hope you kind of take that into whatever deal you're working on today and be patient with it. And this is me telling you, like, I didn't close the deal. This isn't one of those, hoorah, we made it to the end zone. It may never get there. But if you're hungry and you're eager for it, you will pay more money for it. When you're not looking for the deal or you don't have to have the deal, that's when you're going to get the best deals.